Hello, and well, what a weekend. On Friday, I went to London to see Les Mis and spend my birthday weekend seeing the sights. And yeah, I even ended up going to the marathon, which, as you'll probably see, is going to be on screen for most of the video. And yeah, it's absolutely brilliant down there this weekend. The entire spirit down there was just absolutely amazing. Everybody's just completely buzzing for the marathon. And yeah, not like even before then, Friday and Saturday, it was still absolutely brilliant. So right then, let's get down to what happened and when. So on Friday, was my birthday. Started off with getting a nice new phone and all that. Off to sixth form though for a couple of hours doing exam type things. But then yeah, from there, straight off to London. Where for the first time I saw my dad's new flat. Now, you'll probably see, some of the views were absolutely stunning. I tried to take loads of photos from there day and night, and it's just every single thing there that you can see out of that window is just amazing. There's nothing there which isn't interesting in some way. And then, in the evening, we went off to see Les Mis. And I couldn't say a single bad thing about the show. It was brilliant. You had an absolutely stunning cast, including Vicky Entwistle, who I believe used to be in Coronation Street. Yeah, she played Janice Battersby. Yeah, so she was playing Madame Thénardier, and she did a really good job of it. Everything seemed to go perfectly, and even though they did actually have, I think, the man who played Javert had to stand in for somebody, and I think it was either Eponine or Fantine had somebody else standing in for them, but even so, you couldn't tell any difference. It was an absolutely brilliant performance, and I'd happily go and see it again sometime. Yeah, so after them then back to the flat, and that was my first time seeing London from 23 stories up at night. And literally, every time I get the chance to from now on, I am going to look at that same view every single night. It was absolutely amazing. So yeah, you'll see some pictures of that as well. And so the next day, on Saturday, myself and my dad, after losing my mum to who had to go home to look after the dog, we headed off to St Paul's, and yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you can't take any photos inside, but yeah, the decoration there, absolutely amazing. I mean, not a single thing which seemed out of place or anything. It's all obviously perfectly planned out, and just so overall, just amazing being in there. It's such a massive building, and when you climb all the way up to the top of it as well, the views, which you'll again see now, are absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's nothing, that I could fault with the place. I mean, it's majestic on the inside. The views from outside are just as good, if not better. I mean, I pretty much saw the whole of London just from one spot. I mean, as I couldn't see behind me to East London, but from St Paul's outwards, left and right, or south and north to south, I could see everything there. It was just really, really good. So from there we actually went to the Cutty Sark in Greenwich, which is one of the many tourist destinations which were passed by the marathon runners on Sunday. But yeah, so the Cutty Sark had recently been refurbished after a fire in 2007, and you could barely tell any damage had been done actually. For the standard which they'd repaired it to was second to none. I mean, the entire thing itself is suspended by some kind of pillar type things above what would have been the dry docks for the boat. And now, right underneath the actual boat itself, is the Cutty Sark's cafe shop. Cafe shop, coffee shop. That's what I mean. And yeah, like it's just amazing. You have this massive boat, pretty much on top of you, being supported by what seem like some of the most pointlessly placed pillars ever. But yeah, it's the entire thing. Though, I mean, the insides of it, the deck, and just all of it was absolutely stunning. Definitely something to go and see if you're in London anytime soon. Now, another thing which I did before I get onto the marathon was on Sunday afternoon, actually after the marathon had finished for the elite runners. Myself and my dad headed off to, first of all, St Pancras to drop off our bags, but then we went to the Museum of London, which, I mean, it's one of the lesser known museums, but it, as opposed to being like some of them where they only cover kind of certain eras of life in Britain, this museum covers everything right from over 10,000 BC all the way through to modern day stuff. And it even compares, how, for example, how similar life actually was between Roman days and now. It's one of those things which you never normally think of, but yet it's there, and it is just incredible to be there and see it all. Right, so finally we get on to the marathon. Boy, what an experience! I mean, obviously by far the most emotional part of the day was the start of the elite men's race and the mass race, when hundreds of thousands of people just stood complete silence for 30 seconds in memory of those who had been injured or killed in the Boston bombings on Monday last week. And at the end of it, this massive round of applause broke out, unlike anything you'd ever have seen before. And it's just, it just shows really how much support there is for people all around the world from our country, and just how much people wanted to get there to pay their respects to the victims of the Boston bombings. So yeah, and once the race has started, myself and my dad headed off to the halfway point, which you'll see in the video. We're basically just before the 13-mile marker, and yeah, I mean, you see literally just thousands of everyday people just giving it a go, running the marathon, just all coming through. Most of the ones by now are kind of would have finished it after 3.5 hours, 3 hours 45 minutes. But yeah, I mean, it's just to even be able to do that is amazing. And then you have, for example, the various Paralympians and just normal disabled athletes who are by far the most amazing part of it, because they're basically sticking a massive 2 fingers up towards any kind of anything against being disabled. They're just basically saying, okay, look, we have this, but we are going to make the most of it. We are going to show the world what we are made of, and it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, every time anybody ran past anyway, there's a massive cheer. But when you have people who are either in kind of wheelchair type devices, racing round, or if you've got people who maybe that are missing an arm or something, or even running on blades, the reception they get is just it's beyond belief. I mean, everybody is so supportive, and it really sums up the spirit of sporting all around the world. There's people may complain about elitism, but this is where it's at. This is where everybody gets their chance to do something for charity. And there's nothing better than that. You can't beat that feeling of knowing that you're helping other people whilst, you know, having a good day yourself and, you know, achieving something at the end of it. It's just, that's brilliant. You know, if I could run a marathon, I'd be joining them. But yeah. So, from there, really, all I can say is, you know, just enjoy watching the rest of this video clip. It was an absolutely brilliant day I had. Well, and the entire weekend was great. And yeah, just watch this for a bit, and I might go on to telling you about my train journey. Because yeah, going there, no problems whatsoever. You know, carriage virtually empty. But coming back, that was something a bit unfortunate, really, because, you know, being a marathon day, hundreds of thousands of people from all around the world and all across Britain all come to the same place, most of the time through the same one station, and all of them want to get home at virtually the same time. So there I was, you know, waiting to board my train home, and, you know, basically it changed to say it was boarding. Everybody rushed through the barriers. By the time I got onto the train, not only did I get onto my carriage at the wrong end to get to my seat quickly, I was also packed in, almost like, you know, like we were just in a tin of sardines. And, you know, basically had these really arrogant people who thought it was a good idea to carry, you know, what you probably, you know, the kind of size bag you'd have a week's worth of stuff for a holiday in, you know, just carrying that down the aisle of a train because they couldn't be bothered to stand up. They wanted to get to a seat. And then that causes further problems when they take the seat that you've paid money to reserve. You know, it was not good whatsoever. I mean, I can understand why people did it because they had reservations as well a lot of the time. But two of the carriages weren't on the train, so we had some problems there. But yeah, it wasn't ideal. Stood up for all of about 2 hours in a 2-hour 15-minute journey. Finally got to sit down from, where was it? I think Loughborough to Beeston, and that was it. I mean, you know, it was a pretty strange train journey. I'm hoping to never ever go on a train that busy ever again. But yeah, but overall, the actual weekend itself was really good. You know, I wouldn't fault anything about it. And I just can't wait to get back down to London again, because everything down there, I mean, it may be busy a lot of the time, but, you know, just the views, the scenery. Okay, it's mostly buildings, but everything is just amazing. You got some really good architecture around there as well. And yeah, it's just, you know, the kind of place which you can keep on going back to, and you'll never ever run out of stuff to do. So yeah, overall, it was a pretty successful week, or weekend. So, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll maybe doing more vlogs at some point, maybe not, but yeah. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you at some point in the near future. Thank you very much.